This is the Prince or Knight of Cups. In the traditional depiction, there is a horse with a knight on the back holding a cup. The horse's head is facing downwards, feathers on the back of the helmet of the knight. They're approaching a river with mountains in the background. The horse has its foot up in pose that forms the shape of the letter D, which I said before can relate to Dalit and is sometimes used as an abbreviation for the male member. The first thing I was guided to draw for this piece was the central hexagon. So some reference to the 6 sides. And originally the colours were just green and black, very dark. Again, cups relates to water, so there's no blue here, it's green and black. But there is definitely an association with emotions. What's really interesting to me is there are faces either side. I haven't deliberately drawn those, but they have appeared, top left, top right, just below the feathers. The left one looks like they're shouting or singing, and the one on the right looks a bit more pensive. So within that like hexagon in the middle, and it's also like an ankh because it's got the part going down, there's what looks like a hooded figure, a bit like a duck actually. Their face is made of light. And at the lower half there's sort of a bird looking up, and then a bird or newt figure slightly off to the left, which sort of breaks into the hexagon. I think the 6 sides is a reference back to the 6 card, the major arcana, so it would be the lovers. So off to the left, outside of the hexagon, is this female figure that looks very natural. She's sort of dressed in green, a bit like a female version of Robin Hood. Looks a bit like she's got an owl emerging out of her head. Could be a rabbit because it's got long ears. So fertility symbolism again. There's possibly a horse and other figures below her and with her. So bottom right is this kneeling figure. I kind of get the impression that's male. It's got sort of like a feathered headdress on. Kind of looking up in reverence, I guess. To the right of him, it looks like a female angel, or an angel, I don't know if they're gendered. Bottom left are a bunch of figures, all sort of looking on, wondering what's happening, and the one on the left has almost got this sort of plume of smoke behind them. And then there's some sort of winged figure off to the right of the hexagon. It's quite difficult to make out what that is. So the internet tells me that this card represents proposals, offers, good news and invitations. In the original symbolism, I see the knight approaching the river with his cup, that he wants to get it filled up, so that actually he's seeking wisdom. I think there's like roses on his robe, possibly. So it'd be somebody who's very comfortable with creativity, plugged in, as it were. Get the sense with this newt or lizardy type figure, the head in the hexagon, is very much somebody who's happy to sort of connect with that deeper part of themselves. I want to say like a deep well. I feel like this card is saying that the more that you connect to that inner part of yourself and explore those deeper mysteries, the more of that you attract, but the more you guide other people to that. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.